Penalty.
Takže pánovi na peťke udelujeme poker hadík.
Ešte raz a bude mať.
Welcome everyone to the final table of the Polish Cup here at Bratislava, the Polish Poker Cup, PPC, here at the Banco Casino Bratislava. All records broken yet again. 4,093 runners, well above expectation, and an amazing prize pool of 452,000 euros, exceeding the 250k guaranteed. We lost one from the final 9 very quickly, and we're now able to give you all the graphics and commentary as we go along. We are on YouTube and Banco Casino's website. We have an English version, that's me, JJ Hazan, just in case no one understood my language, and we have a Polish version going on depending on where you're coming from. We have quite a few polls on this final table, which is good to see. Our first 2 in chips, both Polish. We have a Czech, a Hungarian, or 2 Slovakians, that's 2 locals, and 1 Romanian. We have a raise from seat 3. I think that's that's Lajos from Hungary in seat 3. Pair of 8s for seat 4, Chinese aces, considering what to do. There's still 2 players behind, but I think Jack 8 suited also thinking about it. Will not want to see bigger diamonds and a pair of 8s out there. So 3 players to the flop. Already 7.5 million in the pot. King 6-9. No help for anyone really. So the 8's still holding, but with 2 overcards. He's certainly going to put out a feeler bet. So seat 4, Jan Cherny from the Czech Republic, betting into this pot, 2 million. Just a kind of feeler bet, see where he is. Probably going to get it through. Takes down the first pot 8-handed, well played. Jan was in 3rd place to start with and has probably moved up to chip leader with that pot, or equal with Stanislav from Poland, who is in seat 2. Some of these seat numbers that I've got may change because we started with 9. I'm not quite sure who has been knocked out at the moment. We'll find out as we go along. So another incredible value tournament here at Banco Casino, and we've got the EPC coming on quick onto this tournament. That's a 500k guaranteed prize pool for the whole festival. 400k main event and a 350 euro buy-in. So again, amazing value. Here we have seat 6. That's Peter Kovac with an ace-9 in the hijack. Raised to 2 million. The blinds are 500k, 1 million. So the usual FT behavior of min raising or min plus a bit going on. Here we got a lovely ace-queen for seat 1. Stanislav from Poland, our chip leader when we started this final table. He's going to punish him. I would like to see about 4 million on this. Nope, he's decided to play it a different way. I like this as well. All in, putting maximum pressure back on his opposition, who cannot call off with ace-9. This is good instincts, good play with a hand that can get you in a lot of trouble. It's only going to get called by 3 hands. And we know that Peter does not have one of them. So we will see a fold here. Lovely instincts there from our chip leader. That's how he became chip leader, I guess. Good poker to start this final table. Like I said before, all records broken. First prize is 77,000 euros. That, for a small buy-in, is incredible. And they also get a free seat in the European Poker Championships, which starts on March the 19th. So first player out on this final 8 will get 5,600, and it goes up as usual. I expect a deal to be made with 2 or 3 players left. If there were 3 players left, the total prize pool would be just about 150,000. So that's a guarantee of 50,000 each. Although you do have to keep 10%. Here we see some of the upcoming tournaments here at Banco. The Tanna del Tigre, very popular Italian tournament, one of the longest running ones with a 400k guaranteed over the whole festival. Looks like our short stack is in seat 8. I think that's Robert, one of our local Slovakian players. So Peter's raising to 2 million with the King Jack offsuit. Let's see if he can get it through. Short stack folded the ace 4. Round it goes and picks up the blinds. There's already 2.5 million in the pot with just the blinds and the ante. So well worth picking up. The blind structure here, usually good. Most players with something like 25, 30 big blinds, between 20 and 30. But as it goes up, we will see some casualties fairly quickly. There's a nice little hand, King Queen offsuit, but not in a great position. Early position for Marek from Slovakia, one of our local players with a good stack in front of him. Probably see a raise, but a fold is just as good here. It's trouble with the old King Queen in early position is if you get re-raised, you're in trouble. So nice hand, but wrong position. And I think he knows it. That's Robert in seat 8 from Slovakia. Round to the blinds. Small blind with an ace 9 has pushed all in with his 10 million. That's Lajos. And ace jack will call him. We're going to go. We could see our first casualty. Ace jack will call. He can afford it, and he's got the right hand to call. ICM dictates ace jack is a call here from a short stack heads up. So unless he gets unlucky, we will see our 8th place finisher looking to hit a 9 and a 9 only. And that's not a good flop for the ace 9. And we lose our Lajos Matezi, our Hungarian player. in 8th place for 5,600. Did very well to get to this FT, and we are down to 7. This could go quick and fast, guys. Get a cup of tea, because you might need to drink it quickly. Here we can see our leaderboard. So a couple now with bigger chips, so they have 35, 36 big blinds. There's your 20 big blinds. And 2 people in the danger level under 10 big blinds. They will have to push with any ace, 2 high cards, probably any pair, certainly above 6s. So we may well see some double ups or some knockouts very soon. It's an interesting play here for our Romanian, quite a strong play. Min raising rather than pushing all in with an ace-2. He's showing real strength here, but he is allowing people the value to call, especially if you have the ladies. Pair of queens for Marek from Slovakia. You can tell he's Slovakian by his fashionable hoodie. I think it's a Spider-Man top. Very hard to tell. So he's gone all in, and poor old Mr. Piervan Catalan Piervan from Romania has to fold his ace-2. At least he didn't push, because he would have been called. So the 2-chip leaders doing very well at the moment. And nice hand. Nice little pot there for Marek.
A lot of languages, I think. A lot of languages.
Very attractive ace-queen on the button for Jan from Czechoslovakia, or sorry, Czech Republic. Should know the difference. And not quite sure what Marek is thinking about here. Just thinking about folding, I presume. And we are not going to get a call from 9-4 offsuit either. Just be giving away chips, my friend. Yeah, just keep the million, put them into a better spot. Well played. Our next player out, 7th place, will pick up a very handy 7,500. And then we're into our double figures. So lots of very good laddering opportunities. Going up 4,000, 5,000, 6,000, 9,000, 16,000, then a whopping 30,000 as you go up to first place, which again is a fantastic 77,000 euros. What could we all do with 77,000 euros? Do come back to me on the live stream and tell me what you would do with 77,000 euros. Love to hear from you. I have it in front of me. There's a good number of you watching the English version. So do comment, do say hello. We've got an interesting raise here from Peter Kovac. Playing his button. That wasn't actually the button, but late position, making a raise and getting it through, putting pressure on the short stack 2 to his left. Another raise, this time on the button with a better hand, Queen 10.
I understand, but I'm not sure. But I think it's something like this. Okay. 33.
Robert, one of our short stack calling with King 4 suited. And unfortunately hasn't got the chips to follow through, having missed. One of our Slovakian players. We will see a bet here, 3-bet. And takes it down. Short stack with a reasonable hand. Only got 7 big blinds. And in it goes. 7.3 million with ace 9. Our Romanian friend. Has anyone got a hand to look him up? Down to the button. Small blind. The even shorter stack. And pair of 7s will call. We have a race. 50-50. Or as we call it in England, a Brexit. 52-48. I was on the 48 side, by the way. And the 9 has hit already, so those 7s has no clubs, so he's drawing to a 7. 2 cards to hit, 14% equity. So we should see a double up. Oh, another club will give a split pot. And the ace 9 doubling up nicely. Our short stack back in the game with 16 million now. So 16 big blinds up from 7. Well played. Small and big blind now. Looking to hit with mediocre hands of Jack 7 and King 8. Well, the 7 has hit for one of our chip leaders, Stanislav from Poland. Will he have a little bet, see where he is? Yep, he certainly will. Just a small bet, 1.1 million, takes it down. That was enough. They raise from the hijack. He's going to find some resistance. So our chip leader has raised with the King 7. But Jan from Czech Republic looks down and sees lovely pair of jacks. That's my name, JJ. Got to play it aggressively.
Over 30 million.
Now, he did go all in earlier with the ace queen. And what his poker instincts are on this hand. I think he won't even get called if he makes a strong 3-bet. Well, I think his hand's too strong to go all in. Wow, that's one of the plays I didn't expect. He's out of position with jacks. It's a pretty good board for jacks, but there's 2 clubs for Darius from Poland. Going to follow through with this board. It's a good board for both players. Could see a very big pot here, depending on what happens on the turn. So 2 million bet, just a call. And there we have the flush. Is he going to check this and try and trap? His hand looks like it's checking, but I don't think it is a check yet. Wow, very tricky. 2 checks. And he's hoping that Jan has an ace because he will be betting this. And will he get paid with a lovely check on the turn? Doesn't want to overbet this. That looks very nice. About 2.5, 3 million I'd be looking to get value from. Problem for Jan is that he could have the ace. And his jacks may no longer be good. Although I liked the check on the turn, he probably would have got paid more by betting. Yeah, good fold by Jan. I think he's folding not to the flush, but because the ace is hit. Either way, a very nice profit of 6.5 million euros for one of our chip leaders, Darius, who moves even further ahead.
All the players need to be in the game. 1 million. 1 million.
Very cheap.
Ace 4 for our Romanian player that recently doubled up. Jan with a pair of sixes. How's he going to play this? Could put maximum pressure on, but he is in position against... No, he's not. He's on the small blind. He may want to set mine this and just call. This will tell us quite a lot about his kind of poker strategy. Yeah, he's pushed again. Very interesting play. And pretty sure, unless the big blind wakes up with a big hand, I don't think we're going to see a call from ace 4. No, shows the ace. Jan will not show his cards. He looks like a wise old owl. Whatever the check is for wise old owl. Nice play there. Picks up a pot. And even if he gets called, he's most likely flipping for the pot. Jan getting some cards early on in this final table. Ace-king suited on the button. Exactly the kind of hand you want. Is ace-3 going to resist? Slovakian Marek doesn't want to 3-bet this. No. Wise fold. However, Peter has been playing a lot worse than ace-9. He's already invested $1 million plus the ante, and it's only $1 million to call. So I would think he will be calling this. Big blind chip leader does not have to have a better ace than ace-9 to be raising. I wonder if he'll 3-bet as well. Yeah, it looks like it. No, just decides against it, makes the call. So looking to hit a 9. Got a gut shot draw, but not two of his cards are out, because if either is a spade, Jan has the nut flush. Fantastic flop, really, without hitting, as good as you can ask for Jan. Old 6 of spades comes in. Peter's in trouble. I'm pretty sure Jan will follow this bet up. Maybe 2 million, 1.5, 2 million. 2 million is the bet. Not folding yet, which is fair enough. 2 overcards with the gut shot. There is the straight. So Peter now leading. Swap round from 20% to 80% favourite. The right 6 came in. Is he going to bet this or check raise if there's a bet by Jan? Jan may well check this. If there's a Peter checks, I could see a check coming behind. It's a dangerous board. But he's reaching for chips. And it's also a dangerous board for the winning hand. There's two flushes there. There's bigger straights. So he's looking to protect his hand here. How is Jan going to play it? It's got pretty unlucky on this hand. Looking for a spade now, and only a spade, and he's missed. Will Peter get paid on the river? It's unlikely. It's a big pot already. 18 million going to be going Peter's way. May well have a chip leader, new chip leader. Bit of support from the audience there, and Peter from Hungary with a very nice pot there. Yeah, and raising with the ace-10 offsuit. The big blind is pretty committed to this. He may have to call with anything because he just has nothing behind. Yeah, has to go all in. Whatever two cards he's got makes no difference. He only had 2.5 big blinds behind him. He's live, 60-40. Well, 70-30 on our screen, but nearer 60-40. So he has a chance, but we may well lose. That's not a good flop for a red 9-4. Needs runner now, or we will lose.
There you go.
Robert Turpak, one of our two Slovakian players, and we have lost him. But takes home a very healthy €7,500. Going to be pleased with that. Can buy an awful lot of beers in Bratislava for that. And we see our latest chip count, and our new chip leader is Dariusz Guerra, 41 million, and then a couple on very healthy stacks, and only one somewhere near the danger zone, and that is one of our short stacks to start with, Catalan in seat 2. Has 12 big blinds. Still a playable stack. 7 left at the Polish Poker Cup here at the Banco Casino. Each of these players also benefiting from a €350 buy-in to our next tournament starting March the 19th, the European Poker Cup. 500,000 guaranteed festival. Fantastic value and a great turnout for the last one. Final table of that, where I will be joining you, is the 25th of March. So, went round to the button raise, and we have a change of dealer. And he's been raising with a lot wider range than a Jack 9 suited. So I'm expecting a raise here in the hijack. Been one of our more active players, Peter from Hungary. And he's one of our chip leaders. So far his strategy is working. Definitely one of the more aggressive players. 3 players to get through. Tricky position for Stanislav here in seat 1 with a bad ace, but it is an ace. 6 players left. Next player gets a cool €11,000. So pretty good result for I think it was a 250 buy-in. Pretty impressive. Now, how is Stanislav going to play this? He will have picked up that Peter is one of the more aggressive players on the table. I like this. Beautiful move here from Catalin. King 10 suited. Very hard for Peter to call off a third of his stack with Jack 9 suited. This is really nice play from the short stack. Great way of picking up a decent pot. Expected a bit more Hollywood there, but nice instincts. Very nice pot. A very pretty looking 7-8 suited on the button. Gotta be worth a raise, Stanislav. I'm sure you won't disappoint me. Quite a strong raise as well. $2.4 million this time. And Jan calling with Jack 8. out of position. I would think a follow-up bet by Stanislav will probably get this through. 2.5 million, 2.2, that kind of amount. Very hard for Jan to come back at him with his holding. A bit smaller. I'm going for 16, I think. And whatever amount he bets there's going to get through, as we could see the cards. Easy game when you can see the cards, I'll be honest. I'm a much better poker player when I can see the cards. It's much harder when you can't. Flop. Wasn't great to see two pairs beating my ace king. Anyways, that's poker. Got to take the rough with the smooth. All these lads guaranteed over 11,000 euros. There's Peter with an ace under the gun. Getting a good stare down there. From Marek. Pair of ducks for Stanislav. Does he like small pairs or not? Raised with a 7-8 suited. I think we'll see a raise here. $14 big blinds for Katilin. Went all in with this kind of holding previously. So it was King 10 suited. This is a stronger hand. Measuring out a 3-bet. Decides against it. And with Jan holding ace-jack suited, those poker instincts could hold Catalan very well. Now he has pushed with these kind of hands to get the opposition off the pot. Is he going to do the same here? Been his strategy so far. He's gone for it. It's an all-in. Very hard for Stanislav to call this off with a pair of twos. And gets it through again. So Jan's all-in strategy instead of 3-betting is certainly working at the moment. And it's a strategy that works every single time until it doesn't. When someone picks up queens, kings, aces, possibly even ace-king, they raise, use shove with tens or ace 10 suited and get called, you're not going to like it. So it's not a strategy I would recommend to do throughout an FT, especially as the prize ladder up. We've got 11,400 for our next finisher, and fifth is some 5,000 above that, 16,000. So each ladder is worth a lot more money, and that ICM calculation has to, the players do need to think about that. This time though, Stanislav will not be folding his ace king. This is a good example. He may well not fold if he gets pushed upon this time. Jan has got the kind of hand that he may consider it, but If he's wise, he'll just call, and he is wise. Like I said earlier, a wise old owl. The Czech version, sorry, the Polish version of a wise old owl. So we have ace king up against jack 10 suited. The king has hit and the jack 10 have missed completely. Need to see a bet here to protect the diamond draw. Although we know Jan doesn't have it. Yep, that went down to the initial aggressor when Jan, who called, missed completely. Jan raising in the cutoff with the king 9 offsuit. Big blind getting value to call with a suited jack. And even has 45% equity. Maybe going into a break as the players are standing up. Wow, what a flop for jack 6. The king 9 has a gut shot draw. But a fantastic flop for Darius here, our chip leader. Jan following through. I think we'll just see a call here. No value in raising. Darius from Poland. He is going to raise by the look of it. Not sure I favour this raise. I suppose you could be worried about the flush or hope that your opposition had ace, queen, king, queen and calls. But I think a flat call may have been a bit trickier. Nope, we're not on a break. All the players are sat down again. Don't go away anywhere, people. Final 6. And here we start to see some of the tournaments coming up. The Poker SM Live. Nice pair of 8s here. Slovakian Marek. Chinese aces. Very superstitious number in China. But Darius will not be letting this go through with an ace queen. How's he going to play it though? He's out of position on the small blind, but has the chips to re-raise. Does he want to put maximum pressure on, or does he just want to call? Because he's out of position, may favour the call. That will probably price in Stanislav with his 9-10. Interesting hand, this one. Could go anywhere. And if some of them hit their cards, they will also help the other players for straights and that kind of thing. Except Marek, if he hits a set of 8s, he'll be well ahead. Stanislav definitely getting value to call. Getting 4-1 on his money. But did consider that it wasn't worth it. So, we have a flip, ace-queen against 8s. 7.8 million in the pot. And we see a king-jack 4. Not a great flop for either player. 2 overcards to the 8s and a gut shot for Darius. Checked it back to Marek, ceding the opportunity to make a play here. Hoodie is up. Looking aggressive, but playing less aggressive. That's a good card for the 8s, especially with no bet on the flop. Marek checking again. Darius checking. It's not a great check there. He's giving the opportunity for Darius to hit. Any ace, any queen, any 10. As it turned out, he missed with a 2. So he just check down again. I think he played that very softly, very conservatively. I can understand why. He picked up a nice 7.8 million pot. And Darius, just by calling with the ace-queen out of position, made more sense than raising, because he probably would have been put all in. So, 6 players, Polish Poker Cup. And we have some banners coming up. Lines have gone up to 600, 1.2. So we're seeing a raise, speculative raise with a Jack 10 by Marek. He's in the zone. Ace 8 folds. Very pretty hand, Queen 10 suited. Already had small blind invested, so reasonable call. Big blind gets out of the way. So 2 very similar hands with Stanislav slightly ahead. He will not know it though. And Marek is betting, could take this down. Didn't bet with the 8s, but may feel he's missed completely with the Jack 10 and may feel he needs to bet this to take it, which of course he does. Queen 10 is winning at the moment, but Stanislav is going to find this very hard to call. Quite a small bet though. What's he going to do? He doesn't know it, but he's 85% favourite. It's very hard to see it when you see a board of King 5-2 and you've got Queen 10 suited. To know you're ahead is pretty tricky, especially to a pre-flop raiser. But his poker instincts will kick in. Wow. Is he measuring out a really big re-raise? Gone away again. Tricky spot, really. Good size pot to go for, but he's just going to feel he's behind. We know he isn't, but well played, Marek. Good follow through there. Now we can see our stacks, and our Romanian friend in seat 3, not 2, is now at risk with 10 big blinds. Peter sizing up a raise. Min raise to 2.4. Jan with a suited queen and already quite a bit invested. Calls. Not a good flop for the queen 2. Pretty sure Peter will follow up here. C bet of about 2.5. Of course he checks. Whatever I say, the player will do the opposite. It's an old trick. To set up the play and then the opposite happens. Queen 2 has now moved ahead though, and had he bet that flop, he probably would have taken it down. This is not the best time to be betting it. Jan may feel that his 2 is counting because of the check pre-flop, and he indeed calls. So Jan needs to fade an ace or a 7. He has. Can Peter take it down with a bet? It's going to take a fairly big bet to get through, I think. $6-7 million may take it down. I think a bet of 2 or 3 million will get called. Jan seems to know his way around a poker table. His instincts have been pretty good so far with the pushes he's made against holdings that just cannot call. Oh. How are you feeling, Peter? That's looking like about 4 point something. 4.4 maybe? Maybe enough. 4.3 million. Is it enough to take this down, or will Jan make a hero call with bottom pair? If he thinks it through, I mean, Queen 10 is a possibility.
Let's go!
Wow, he's folded. So nice play there by Peter. Takes down a pot he had no rights to. Stanislav with the suited ace in the cutoff. Will be raising. Has Marek got a hand he can call? Well, he raised previously with Jack 9, albeit suited. I think he likes these kind of middle connectors. Oh, hoodie's on, so we are going to see some chips come in. I think that's his method. Hoodie on, cover up, play hand. Stanislav can still see his face though, to be honest. So Jack 9 is playing ace 6 suited. And neither player is hit, but the ace is still ahead. Probably going to see a 3-bet, and here it comes. Is that 2.3, 2.4? No, much smaller. 1.7. And that's enough to take it down. Marek decided against playing too cute and folds his Jack 9. Big hand brewing here. Jan has pushed with 22 million. Big decision for Marek with the ace-queen suited. It's a funny push here with king-queen. I understand pushing against an initial raiser, but with no information on the blinds, just pushing with king-queen is a strange bet. It's a big decision for Marek. What's he going to do? Wow, it's a tough spot. Very tough spot. And he's pretty well committing all his stack. He'd be left with 5 million behind. So like 4 big blinds if he's wrong. And of course he could still lose to a one outer with a king or a straight. Very tricky spots. A great hand, ace queen suited, but against a push, very hard to know what to do. I have no advice, my friend. Yep, I like this. He's going for the win. That is the only advice I could give you. Is you've got a big hand, and sometimes you just need to take the risk, even if it means calling off most of your stack. So Jan is not going to be happy when he sees the ace queen. He's played well so far, but I think that was a misstep. No need to push with king queen without any other information against 2 players still in. I think a raise there. That's a fantastic flop for ace queen suited. Only a king and not the king of hearts available for Jan. I think we're going to see Jan, who, despite being one of our chip leaders when we started, I think we will see him as our next player out. 2 kings to hit. So Jan Cherny from Czech Republic is our 6th place finisher. Picks up 11,425. And I know one happy player will be Catalan Pervan from Romania, who started as a short stack and has moved up, laddered up to a minimum guarantee of 16,000. So he will be happy. He only has 9 big blinds. And here we see Marek with a big stack now, him and Darius, big chip leaders with 37 big blinds each. 45 million. 5 players left at this fantastic value tournament. They're all playing for 77,000 euros up top. An excellent payday. Only a few thousand more than I get paid to do this. I hope you're listening, Banco Casino pay people. I'll accept 50,000. I'm not greedy. Here we go. 5 players left. Peter with a suited connected ace. Marek using his stack to raise on the button with a queen 7 offsuit. The computer hand, meant to be the average hand in poker, although I don't quite know how you can work out the average. But there you go. It's just one of those poker things. And it looks like we're seeing a re-raise coming up. He's played very aggressively so far, Peter, showing some very good skills. Darius will be folding his 2-3. And when it comes back round to Marek, we'll see what he does. Certainly won't be calling or raising with his hand, but may want to represent a stronger hand if he feels Peter is just raising him because he raised on the button. Lots of levels in poker. The psychology is fantastic. Got his hood on. That means he's here to play. But may feel that even he cannot continue with the Queen 7 offsuit. A nice raise by Peter, representing a bigger hand, but he still has a suited connected ace. And I think that's exactly the right way of playing this hand, putting the pressure on the original raiser. Well played, Peter. The time has come for our Romanian friend with 10 big blinds. He pushes all in with ace 10. Come on, Marek, no time to be a hero. Just the big blind to go, and he won't be calling with the king 5. So picks up a small pot, but increases his stack by something like 30-40%. So significant, unless Darius wants to be a hero with his king 8. No, he does not. Trickier decision. In the end, I think Stanislav will fold his 10-8. Nice hand to raise with, not a great hand to call with, especially against a push. Most likely going to have an ace and could have ace 8, ace 10, which he does have. Gets that one through, well played. Peter getting busy with the Queen 10 offsuit in the cutoff. 2x bet. How's our short stack? Looks like he's all in with ace 5. A great play again. He's playing a good game with his stack. He's using it to maximum effect. Very hard for Peter to call this off with Queen 10. It's a third of his stack. Our Romanian Mr. Pervan is doing his very best to ladder even higher. He's done very well to get to 5th, guaranteed. About 10,000 more than he was likely to have won when we started this final table, so he's doing really well. I think this is just a bit of TV time for the other players to watch you make a very tough laydown. We know it's not. And another pot goes to Mr. Pervan. I think Peter was looking to raise there, but there'd already been a raise, so it's just called the 1.6 million. It's, big blinds are up, so the blinds are now 800k, 1.6. And there'll be a lot of pressure on these blinds. I think we'll see a raise here from Stanislav with the ace 10. Maybe even a push. With blinds this high, he only has about 15 big blinds now. Does have two players behind him though. And he is aware Peter tried to raise, so that is another factor, and that he may have a bigger hand than the call shows, but looks like he's just called. And that's allowed King 2 suited to come in, and it does allow Marek to check his option as well. So we could see 4 to a flop here. Diamonds, King, 9-8 suited, Ace 10. Nice mix of hands here. As Marek going to try and take advantage of the weakness around the table. Be an interesting play with his King 4 offsuit. He's kind of looking like he's considering it. Never know. It's a bit of a dog against the other hands, though. He likes his TV time, I think, this man. Lots of Hollywood. There we go to the flop. Who has hit it best? Well, I think that's fairly clear. 6, 7, 9 of diamonds. Peter's hit the top pair with a gut shot draw. Stanislav has the nut flush draw. And Mr. Pervan from Romania has the made flush. This could get expensive. Wow. Pervan's checked it as well. Romanian's checked it. Are we going to see a bet from top pair? Nope. How about the nut flush draw and the straight draw? It's a pretty good flop for Stanislav. Wow, this is a heck of a flop for these hands, except for Marek. And that's, I think Mr. Pervan better bet now, get some value out of this. 2.5, something like that. He'll get called in at least 2 spots. He really checked again. It's very strange. He's waiting. Okay, he's waiting for someone to bet, and Peter couldn't resist with top pair, having seen what he thinks is weakness. Certainly going to get a call from Stanislav, and may well get a push from. I assume he's setting this up, so I think we'll see a push from Catalan when it comes round, especially if Stanislav calls. Can't fold nut flush draw here, really, and a gut shot. 10. Exciting pot. Could see a big swing in the chip stacks here, depending on the river. Catalan waiting to pounce. Yep, here we go. That's what he's been waiting for. More money in the middle and then pouncing. Marek will fold. Tough spot for Peter and Stanislav, to be honest. Neither of... There's straights there, there's flushes there. Very well played, whatever happens. Catalan He'll be unlucky if he gets called with the nut flush draw and loses. He's played it pretty well. He's maximised his potential return with the checks on the flop and the turn. Peter worried about Stanislav behind him. May have to give up top pair. We know he's dead, completely dead, but obviously he doesn't know that. But either way, he's got another player to get through, and I think he has to feel he's behind. Looks like a setup, and is a setup. It's a great play here by Catalan, who really was one of our short stacks to start with. Only had 11 big blinds and has laddered his way up to a very strong position. Not quite sure why Peter's taking quite so much time. I mean, you can't call this off with the top pair. You're just never going to be ahead. So many combos you're losing to. Made straights, made flushes, sets, set of sevens, set of sixes. It's really, and you've got a player behind you who's in the pot as well. And he's got a very tough spot, Stanislav, once Peter eventually folds. I'd call the clock, I must admit. And I'm not even on the table. Now, here's the tough decision for Stanislav. He wants to spread the pot. Not allowed to get a count as such, but he will see that he's getting about 2 to 1. A bit more, 2.5 to 1. Not really getting odds to call, though. Although he does have the 8. Well, he'll think he has the 8 or the diamond. We know he's only got the diamond. So he's pretty big dog, not got value to call. May have to give this up. This is a lovely check raise maneuver by our Romanian player in seat 2. Does Stanislav want to gamble or not? Hasn't shown too much gambling nature so far. And we'll be left with 3 big blinds if he calls and doesn't hit. Yeah, it has to fold. It's a lovely play there, beautiful pot.
Jest gorąco troszeczkę, nie?
It's time. Daniush waking up with a monster. Kings under the gun. 1.6 million is the big blind. Looks like he's gone for the 3.5 million, just over 2x. Everyone's folded. Does Peter have a hand in the big blind? Certainly does, and may raise with it. He's going to get in trouble if he does. Shown a lot of aggression so far. May feel that ace-jack is big enough to raise with. But he is out of position, which may also favour the raise. And that he doesn't really want to play ace-jack out of position. So we shall see. Yeah, he's reaching for chips. Danius desperate for him to raise here. And our Romanian player in seat 2, desperate for Peter to be knocked out. Danius holding his emotions in, just watching Peter. Looks like he's just called though. Looking now to hit an ace and an ace only. Kings block the straight, and he's got 3 kings. No clubs for Peter though. Top set for Danius. And a gut shot, which is very unlikely to be good by the end for Peter. This should go check, bet, fold, but we will see. 9.4 million in the pot. Peter has shown aggression throughout this final table and may choose to lead out, even though he is well behind. That turn hasn't changed much. Only a gut shot 10 for Peter can give him this pot. Is he going to think Danius is weak by the check and look to bet him off this? Going to be surprised when he does. Or if he does. 11% dog at the moment. Just a straight to hit, although he may feel his ace would be good. And now we're going to see Danius put in a kind of lowish bet, I think. Wanting to get some value from this. He's got the information he needs. Nice 4 million bet, just under 50% of the pot. And I don't know whether Peter can continue. He's got to know he's well behind. Yeah, went to form that one. Well played, Danius. Nice pick up there. Nice flop for Danius with the 2 clubs. Ace-9 still ahead though. Looks like he's going to try and bet this one With an awful lot of outs. Well, 11 of them. But it's a tricky flop for ace-9 because you're not beating a lot. You're beating a lower flush draw, and that's kind of, well, it's what Danish has got, but that's about all you're beating. Yeah. Tricky spot for him, and well played, Danish. Good aggression. Danish now with a small pair in the small blind. Probably going to raise a bit. Someone could just called though. Two overcards against a pair of threes. Very much 50-50 situation. And the 6 is hit, but it is bottom pair on the flop. Danish following through. Stanislav has hit the board, and he knows it's tricky to hit boards, especially when there was no raise, so he's not putting him on an ace, but he still folds. He's understandably, he only has 17 million, so something like 10 big blinds. So here we have some of our future events coming. This is in June. 250k guaranteed for only 185 buy-in. The Scandinavian Open Poker Championship, where we get all sorts of Scandies come down. Your Norwegians, your Swedes, your Danes, and of course your Finnish players. Fantastic fun. In Norway, a pint of beer is about 10, 12 euros. In Bratislava, it's €2. So they're getting 5 or 6 to 1 on their beers, and they do fulfill that quota. They will definitely have 5 beers for every one that I might have. The Scandies can drink me under the table, I have to admit, and I know a thing or two about drinking. And the kings again for Daniusz. He is a very lucky Polish boy. He's just pushed with it. Wow. And might have got more value in just raising, but made a different decision. He's just hoping someone else had a big hand. So I suppose not a fan of that. You need to get value from your big hands in poker because they do not come around very often. We have a push in the cutoff with the ace-6. Is he going to get through? Very hard to call without a premium hand. Peter with 10-7 offsuit will not be calling. So Stanislav with his 9 big blinds increases a little. Just a reminder that next player out receives a fantastic 22,000 euros for, 16,000 euros in 5th place, which is a fantastic return. And 77,000 up top they are playing for. Just a reminder also that should 3 of them want to do a deal, there's 150,000 in the pot. They have to keep 10% back, but could get something like 45,000 each, which is pretty well second place. So if that's done equally, here we have a nice hand, ace-2 suited. We're going to see a raise in the cutoff. Romanian Mr. Pervan round to the blinds and takes it down, laddering up very nicely at the moment. Our Romanian in seat 2. Here is the Poker SM Live event. There's been a lot of playing in Stockholm for this one. This is all the way in August. Lovely weather in Bratislava then. I hope to be able to come and play that one because I have a lot of Swedish friends and family who play poker. And we'll be down here at Bangkok Casino for that event. It's a really good fun event. Highly recommend it. And lots of satellites going on in Sweden as we speak. Peter raising with Jack 10, dominated by our small blind, Janusz, chip leader, with the King 10. How's he going to play it? He will have noticed right next to him. Peter has been probably the most aggressive player on the table. You may feel his King 10 is a good hand to move with. We know it is, but he decides to fold. So taking the more conservative option. It's time Peter has a proper hand to go with his aggression. Ace Queen suited. Probably going to put 3.5 million in again. Seems to be the amount that this table have been going for. Stanislav with 10 big blinds folds. And so does our big blind with a paltry 7-3 offsuit. King Queen offsuit on the small blind. Well worth a raise. Peter may feel his cards are live, which of course they are, and we'll give him a 40% option, and he is in position. So all options available. Fold, call, probably not the best idea to raise. You don't normally get a raise from the small blind without a good hand. Just otherwise you get into blind on blind madness. So he has to give him respect for two bigger cards, which of course he does have. So gut shot for Peter and 2 overcards for Marek. I think we'll see a call if there's a bet. Marek, not known for checking flops when he's raised. So there is the bet, 2.7 I think. Well, got that one right. Good guess. Quick at counting chips. 2.7. Yeah, I certainly see a call. And he said his gut shot. Peter has hit the gut shot with the 9, and only a jack can win it for Marek. So this could be a very nice pot. There's already 15 million in, and Marek will certainly feel that's a relatively safe card. He has no idea that Peter's called with a gut shot and got there. So only a jack in the pack for Marek to win this pot. Peter's going nowhere. Now, how's he going to play it? More importantly. This is going to be a big swing in chips from Slovakia to Hungary, one of their neighbours. Now, Marek's aggression, Peter's aggression early on may help him here if he raises, because Marek may well feel that it's an aggressive raise rather than a raise with the nuts. He can afford just a call here. It's a slight risk with a straight draw and a flush draw there, but overall, I think you are increasing your odds of winning a big pot by just calling. It's a risk play, I'm going to totally admit that. But then I am a risk-taking poker player, and we all have our ways of doing things. Yeah. And I think this is a fairly disguised hand. However, Marek really doesn't have a hand to call. And so he's in a difficult spot here, and it's going to be a big pot going Peter's way, whatever happens. Unless Marek calls and a jack hits. Small print. Right. Tough spot for our Slovakian local player. Can't really feel that his overcards are going to be any good, so he's really only drawing to the straight, which will beat whatever hand Peter has. And it's so disguised, this straight. You never know. May get a call. 15 million into 40 million. 2.5 to 1. Nearly 3. And he wisely folds. Just didn't have enough of a draw there. Nice played, and a nice pick-up of a 15 million pot for Peter. Nice big hand here for Peter. Sorry for Daniusz. No, Peter's got the queens. Daniusz raising against him. This is going to backfire. We're going to see a 4-bet come in. And I can't see Daniusz calling with the ace-5, so he's going to lose some of his chips back to Peter that he picked up from Marek. It's a good raise, though, with the ace-5. He's asking the question. different thing when he gets the answer. There's the answer. 11 million. Chip leader Daniush will have to fold his ace-5 here. Wow, I think this is posturing. No, he has called. Wow, okay. Massive pot now brewing. Needs an ace or a straight against the queens. This is a big, big pot already. And there is no ace there, but he's got backdoor clubs. I don't think Peter's going to let him get there, though. One overcard to the queens. Although it is a scary overcard, and certainly within Daniush's range. A relatively small bet into 24 million. Just the 4 million. Wow, he is playing this very aggressively. We're going to see if it works out for him. Is Peter going to go all in with his queens now? Or is he going to put Daniush on a king? Tricky spot. I had the same spot last night. Queens with a king on board, then an ace on the turn. I ended up folding, and I got shown the bluff. But tricky spot with 2 overcards. At the moment, we've only got 1 overcard. Very vulnerable hand queens, though. And a very, very tricky spot. Just depends how Peter feels, I think. This is more an instinct type play. It's a very brave raise by Daniush. Wow, and it worked. What a play. Really lovely play by Daniush. He is dominating this final table. Did he show that? No, I'm not sure if he showed it or not, but that's fantastic. I mean, we're now on a break, guys. We will see you soon.
to your seat.
Welcome back, everyone, to this final five of the Winter Polish Poker Cup. Was a 250k guaranteed, but we have hit the heights of 452,000 prize pool. Fantastic.